Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today? I hope we're really well. It's Tuesday, June 9th. Today is the day in my life that I met my husband 40 years ago. 10, 20, 30, 40. Make sure I did that right amount. I can't believe it. 40 years. 1980. We were just teenagers and we met at the State 4-H conference in Ames, Iowa. He was from Northwest Iowa, I was from Southwest Iowa, and we met through 4-H at the state conference at the Iowa State campus in 1980. I can't believe it. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. So, I hope you join me today. We are going to do a couple, hopefully quick projects. And one's going to be an inking on a shirt, and we're going to mix a couple colors of ink to get, the shirt's kind of like this one. I'm going to try to get like a dark gray ink on that shirt. So we'll see how that works out. So let me know if you are on today and say hello. Hi, Denise. Yes. And there should be a thing there. If you want to get live notifications, you can hit that bell. You see down there in the corner of your screen. Check that out. I was trying to see if my website was on here, but I don't see it. Maybe see more pages. All right. Well, hello. Hi, Vicki. Okay, we're gonna do a couple quick projects. I'm gonna set my iPad up here so I can watch and get it out of the way. We're going to do an inking on a shirt, and then we're going to do a cute little coffee box. I had these little, they're like made out of old painted wood boxes, and I thought it'd be cute to do some coffee on it. I think it'd be cute to set on your coffee bar. You could put, if you're serving a coffee bar, you could put the creamer bottle in there, or sugars, even styrofoam cups. So I think it'd be kind of cute. So I'm going to decorate that with the coffee transfer. But first we're going to ink. And we're going to do that real quick because we're just going to do one color and then set it aside to dry. So we're going to do whatever. I'm Still Fabulous. Oh gosh. I should get that done tonight so I can wear it when John comes home, because after all, we met 40 years ago and I still say, whatever, I'm still fabulous. He'd probably agree. I'm going to set these out of the way. So, I got me that shirt, very similar to this one, and I'm going to see if I can get a dark gray ink to go on it. I might have to mix some little bit of black into some of the gray. So we'll see. So I'm using our ink pad. We have a couple sizes of ink mats. They're actually mats, not pads. They're a little sticky on one side. That holds your fabric in place while you silk screen. And it also keeps the ink from traveling through your shirt onto the back of your shirt, which you don't want. So definitely, if you do not have an ink mat, an old Cricut mat would work, or even a piece of cardboard. Anything, especially to keep your ink from traveling through to the back of your shirt. You don't want that. But it's so nice to have the sticky side that it just, and this one's not hardly any stickiness to it anymore, but still enough to, as you can see, keeps it in place. So you just want to smooth it out, and make sure you're centered pretty well on it. And basically, inking is pretty easy. You just have to be more careful not to make any oopsies on your fabric, because it is ink and it is permanent. Hi, Darla. How are you? Darla Dyke. I like saying that. Darla Dyke. All right. So we're going to do this shirt and this little box. in a coffee theme. I always say kind of like a hand's, you can kind of see in the shirt, it's about a hand width down is kind of how you want to, if you need to know how high or how low to place your projects. Then you see like here I'm way off, so that probably means I'm a little crooked. I think, yeah. And I'm just kind of trying to do about the same here. And then just, it still looks like I'm crooked to me. And that could be the mat that's making me look crooked. Or just look at the shirt. That line of the mat is throwing me off, I think. If I just look at the shirt. Looks pretty good. I think the mat's in there crooked. Okay. So I've got some Storm and some black, and I just want a little bit darker than this. And there isn't much of that in there anyway. So I might just add a little bit of black, which I don't have much in this one. And just kind of mix it. See if I can get it a little bit darker. I know I'm doing that off the camera, but I do not want to do it over my shirt. So I'm just putting some black in with the gray that's left over. Okay. Like I said, I'm going to mix it away from my shirt. The shirt I'm wearing and the shirt that's on the counter here. No baby yet. We're still waiting on Avery to go into labor. So, no word. Okay. It's not a whole lot darker, so I'm going to add some more black to it. And really, I might have to get out my new black. This black is about all gone. It's in this jar. Scraping down the sides. Yeah, I can't believe John and I met 40 years ago today. It just seems like, I guess we're just getting old. It was like, my gosh. It doesn't seem that long ago when Mom and Dad had their 40th wedding anniversary. And we'll be approaching that before long. Fabulous here. Oh, good. Good deal, Darla. I'm going to put my fabulous shirt together here. Still mixing some black in with the Storm. I want it just to be darker gray. And I feel like it's taking forever to get there, even when I add quite a bit of black to it. I want it like this dark. That's on my shirt. So I'm just going to keep adding black. See if I can darken it up. Maybe this will do the trick. It's getting there. I don't think it's quite as dark as my shirt. One more scoop. One more scoop. Just mixing. I may have fibbed. I may want more. It's getting there. 1.5. So, it's mixing away. I have a really bad headache today. I usually don't have headaches, but today I do. All right, that looks better. All right. Okay. Now I got some on my fingers, and I'm going to go ahead and wipe those off. I've been known to get ink on my shirts where I don't want ink to be, and we don't need that happening. Okay. All right, so take a squeegee, grab the right one, and easy peasy, just do it right over the transfer. You don't want to put a lot of pressure on the fabric, because it can kind of pop your transfer up, and you want to make sure it stays down so you have a nice crisp print. So don't press too hard. Sometimes you gotta go over it a few times because the ink gets absorbed into that fabric. So just kind of go over it, make sure it gets down into the fibers. And just like your chalk paste, you put the extra back in your jar. Okay, you see, I still get, I don't know. I mean, I know I'm pretty messy with the chalk too, probably, but you don't think about it as much as you do the ink. Okay, I'm just going to lift it up. And I'm going to lay it right in my water. And that is it. I like to let them just set overnight to dry, and then heat press it with the iron, unless I'm in a big hurry, but I just let it dry overnight, and then of course take it out of the mat, take the mat out, let it dry, and then you want to heat set it. I have an easy press by Cricut. You can use your iron on a medium heat for like 4 minutes, both sides. Always put wax paper between the ink and your iron so you don't happen to get any ink stuck to your iron. Same with easy press or a heat press. So I do about, what's my temperature? I've seen people do different, 315, 350. So I usually do somewhere in between there. Not wax paper, parchment paper. Sorry, did I say wax paper? Parchment paper. Don't use wax paper. That would be a no-no. Big no-no. Parchment paper. And, it's like 30 seconds with the easy press. So, both sides. So I'm just going to let that sit over here. Start to dry. And I'll have another shirt to wear. I like to wear 3/4 length shirts. Alright, I'm going to put my ink away. Then we'll do this interesting coffee chalk project here. So now we have a darker gray ink. Instead of, this is what it started out to be, and now it's right there. So a storm and black put together. And I have another new jar of Storm, so that's why I went ahead and used that jar. And I'm going to throw my old black ink container away. And then here's my newer one. Throw them in the water. Okay. Now on to chalking. Just kind of more fun. Kind of fun. Okay, so we have and I'm not a coffee drinker. I owned a coffee shop for how many years? We opened a coffee shop in 2008. So almost 9 or 10 years. I had the coffee part of my business, which added to the retail part of my business. But I'm not a coffee drinker. But I sold a lot of coffee drinks and made a lot of coffee drinks. I got a mess on my desk. Okay, so this is a box I found, and it's made like, it looks like real old wood. Sometimes, they make stuff to make it look old. This really looks like recycled, because I have a few of them, and none of them are exactly like, they're all like from old painted boards. And I thought it'd be, it's rough. It's very uneven. So I don't know how well it's going to chalk on it, but I think if we find the smoothest areas, we'll be okay. Because I thought on this side, I'm going to do a day without coffee. And then on this side, I'm going to do, just kidding, I have no idea, right in here because it's smoother. Then I'd like to put a coffee cup right here, but this is really rough. So I might have to I'm going to try it on here first. And if it looks really sloppy, then I'm going to cut or use a disc or a tag or something and just glue it to it. So we'll see how it turns out. Or I could even wash it off. If it's chalk paste, I could probably wash it off. This looks like it's all been kind of shellacked already. A little bit. I might put a little bit of wax on it anyway, just to make sure. Hello, Tantha. How are you? Ugh. I just inked on a shirt, and now we're going to do this little coffee project. I think this would be cute if you had a rustic looking coffee bar, and you could put your creamer and sugar in here, or just a stack of cups if it's like to-go cups, whatever. Or maybe you use the Keurig, and you have the little, I don't know what you call them, the little coffee cups, Keurig cups. You could throw them in there. All kinds of ideas. So we're going to cut these apart. Oh, I didn't show my project from yesterday. How many of you watched the live from yesterday? I worked on the burlap board from Couture, and it's a big one. Here it is. I put paint on it, discolored it a little bit, then we chalked on Never Stop Making Wishes, and so there it is. It's hard to get it all in the screen. I'll lower it down so you can see it, maybe, kind of, sort of. So, yep, it dried. It was pretty wet from the water and paint that I used, but it dried up and looks good. So there's that one. These boards are so nice, and they're heavy duty. I like them. Okay, let's put just a hint of wax on these, just because that's old chippy paint. I don't want the transfer pulling anything off. So I'm just going to put just a little barrier of wax. Can't hurt. Yeah, and some of that chippy paint actually actually kind of rubs off, so I flaked off, so it's probably good that I put a little bit of wax on here. So yeah, this is the sign I'm going to put the A Day Without Coffee on. It's just going to fit. And I'll probably do it in white, and then I will distress it with this darker wax, which will dirty up the white and make it old looking. Otherwise, I could do like almond or something like that too. But I think I'll just go to the white because the almond won't show up on that. Here I might use brown for that little saying over here. But I think on this one, I'm going to go with white and then just stress it out with the wax and or maybe even distressed ink. So let's go for it. I did. I ordered one. You ordered a burlap board? Cool. Okay. I'm going to bring it up to the top as much as I can, really, because the higher up, the easier it's going to be to read the bottom. So it's just a little bit higher as far as being centered this way. And hopefully, these are just little fonts, little letters, so, and that is like really bumpy right there. I'm going to move it over just a little bit because the E, you can see this, that's actually like dovetail type, it's raised right there, and the E was falling right on it, so I want to move it over just a little bit. It may be off-centered a little bit, but at least you'll be able to read it. So if I can put it right on the end of that. It may not even be that noticeable that it's off. So we really want it stuck well so we have a nice sharp print, because this is such, it's not totally smooth, so you want to make sure that it is stuck down really well. Just because all of you said you're gonna love it. It's a neat board. Did you get the big one or did you get the 18 by 24 or the 12 by 18? I hope this turns out. Being on this rough wood, I don't know. But you know what? I can always wash it off, especially because I put a little wax down first. And I just want to see if it would, how well it would work on this old painted chippy wood. I think the larger your silk screen design is, like, the better it would work compared to these super fine little letters. But we'll see. I mean, it looks like it's going to, but you just don't know. Just trying to get all my squeegee lines off. Okay, let's see. It's a little sloppy. It's a little sloppy. And see, even waxing, I still got like chippy paint on the back of my transfer. You see that? So, and I think if I used a thicker, drier chalk paste, that it may not have had as much run through under there. So I might wash it off, wash my transfer, and try to like air out my chalk paste a little bit, make it a little thicker, and see if I can get a better print. So this is kind of like experimental, which is good. I don't mind trying things out. But I am going to just spray it and wash it off and see if we can do a better job. And hopefully it'll wash off decently. Looks like it is. And I think, like I said, I think this is coming off really well because I put a little wax down. Otherwise, I mean, there is old varnish or that old sealer on that paint, but I really think it would have absorbed more if I hadn't put that wax on. So that's looking pretty good. Look how clean that came off. So let's clean the transfer and try it. I'm going to let my paste set and dry out a little bit. I think a little thicker paste would help so we wouldn't have as much run under the silk screen. Yeah, and I've got, like I said, I got chippy paint stuck on the back. So even when that dries, I still might put a little bit more wax down to see if I can keep that paint from sticking to my transfer. I mean, it kind of comes off, but you got to take the time to scrape it with your fingernail. You don't really want a lot of debris on there because that also keeps it from sticking down nice and smooth. So get all that junk off of it. Okay. Let's see. Good morning, Lois. How are you? Okay, so we're experimenting today on this old chippy wood box and how well the transfers work on such a rough surface, especially this delicate, fine, it's pretty fine, small print. And it had a little bit of run through, and since I had waxed this, I was able to wash it all off. And now I'm going to let my chalk get a little thicker, dry it out a little bit before I redo it, and see if the thicker chalk would make a better print. So we're just experimenting. It's nice and sticky again and clean. So again, I'm going to dry it a little bit with my dryer. Get it dried out. And let's wax again. I'm going to wait till that cools off a little bit. Don't want to put wax on a hot surface because I think it just kind of melts. So let's see what it's kind of runny. So if I can get it a little bit thicker, like just get some more air to it and dry it out a little bit more. See if you can thicken it up a little bit. because the chalk paste, as it dries, it gets thicker and harder. So if we can just let it set here a while and see if we can dry it up a little bit. So I'm just going to set it aside. And we can work on this side with, just kidding, I have no idea, because this side says, a day without coffee is like, and it says, just kidding, I have no idea. So I'm going to put that on the beige part. And I want to put a coffee cup right here, in this area, but this is really rough. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put it on a chip, or something like that. Or make a circle, or make a rectangle. But you could do something like this. Put it on there. Sand these edges up so it looks distressed and older. And put that right on there, and then just glue it on. And yeah, you could do that with all the areas, but I kind of want some of it to be actually on the old boards. So we'll see how it goes. I wonder if I should just do black, or I do make a dark brown. I could try that. See if it shows up. I hardly have any of that left, but hopefully it'll be enough to see how thick it is too. Be enough to do these little letters. Okay, so let's do that. See if we can get it. Somewhere in there. Super small, so we'll see how well it comes out on these boards. I don't know. I think maybe not going over it a bunch helps too, so let's see. Oh, it's not too bad. Just a couple areas are a little messy, but not bad. That is really small. Just there, but I think that's okay because it looks, you know, it goes well with this. So I'm going to dry that. Cute. Now, this is one of our chocolate chips. I'm going to see what it looks like if I sand the edges down and rough it up. Just to make it look old. And then I'll put the coffee cup on it and we'll glue it to the box. Which I'm going to get my hot glue gun out. I'll use E6000 and hot glue because the hot glue is a quick adhesive, but the E6000 is a stronger one. So I like to do both so I can get it in place right away. So I'm going to set that there so it gets dry. And then we're going to sand these edges and distress this disc. And these you can get on our chalk site. You really want to look old and worn, like the box. And you're going to stay in the middle. So there's the new side, and now we're getting this older side. Looks pretty good. You can see all the paint is rubbing off. Clean this up a little bit. Ooh, that's dirty. Dirty, dirty. That's gonna look cool there. Let that dry. Put that in the water too. Okay. I'll try this up. I'll try to put a little bit of wax on it. So I took all the protective coating off of it with the sanding. Look at the difference. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Alright, let's cool this down. I'm gonna put a little bit of wax on it. And I think that looks cute on there with this coffee cup. They also have the top of a cup with the whipped topping put in the foam of in a heart shape, which I would look cute too. I think I'll do this one. Okay. And I'll put a little bit of wax on it, like I said. Cute. Now, what color should I do the cup in? Should I just do an off-white? I should go up just a little bit more. Trying to see where it's going to be at on there. It'll be fine. I suppose we'll do it almond or like the iced coffee color, which goes really well with this. This color is not available anymore. But it kind of is a khaki color with a little bit of green hue to it. Scrape down the sides. And it's a nice thick paste. Okay. Let's do our coffee mug here. Okay, that's good. That's gonna look cute there. Super cute. Okay, And I like that paste, but that would not show up on that side. Okay, so let's put this away. I'm going to add a little water to it before I put it away, because that way it take longer to dry out on me if I don't get to it in a while. So I'll put a little bit of moisture in it. Straight down the sides. I'm throwing everything in my little water pail down here so I can wash it later. Okay, I think I'm done with the brown too. Put that away. Yeah, this is my chocolate that I make with bark and a little bit of black. It looks like I need to make some more of it, but I'm just going to put it away. I think that'll look cute there. Let's see if a hot glue, let's get my E6000 ready too. And I'm going to dry this so I don't smudge it. And I'm going to put a little wax on it too before I glue it down. It's not too hot. That'll just make the chalk harder. It seals it in, brings out the color, and you know, I'm antiquing it a little bit. Okay. Now we can figure out where we're going to put it. I like to try to have like the same amount of border, maybe, close to it. Somewhere in there. I'm just going to put the glue right on the box. Cute. Okay, that's going to be this side. Then we'll go back to this side. See if we can get a better print this time. My chalk is thickening up a little bit. Hopefully. You can see that well enough. I think so. While I'm waiting on this to be a little more dry time, I'm going to put a little more wax on the top of this. Just kidding. Try it one more time. I think I'll just like not go over it a bunch of times, just like a once and done, and see if that helps too. Also make it not run under. So we'll see. I think all right, we're gonna go with it. And try not to go over it. Just kind of. Getting the extra off. Okay. Perfect. Came out perfect that time. Look. So that helped. That definitely helped. Hi, Karen. We're making this cute little coffee box. Much better. The love of chopping. Just wash it off and do it again, right? And I moved it down a little bit so the 3 little dots would be right on the edge of that little dovetail. Because if I had it up higher and it was going in that crack between the 2 dovetails, and that was not coming out good. So I lowered it down so the 3 dots would be right on that last dovetail. The only thing that didn't come out was the top of that U, because it's really uneven right there. But that's okay. Looks cool. We're going to dry this really well, and we'll put a little of antiquing on it to make it look old and dirty. And wax it, and we'll be done. This is the side. Isn't that cute? So make sure it's really dry. Awesome. So I think it helped maybe having this a little bit thicker and drier. I did lower it just a little bit, so that may help. And then not going over it a bunch of directions and that, this and that. Just try to do it one direction, get your paste off, and pull it up. So I think that's probably what helped. So that's good. You always have to just try and experiment with things, see if they're going to work. Okay, so I'm going to actually put a little, I think, distressed ink on it, just to tone down the whiteness. Like, just pounce it with this a little bit. Okay, so it looks kind of dirty. And then wax too. wax the whole box. It really brings out the coloring and the wood grains and everything. Just looks really pretty. So, kind of got almost too dark there, but I think it'll be alright. So that on that side. I just picked up a bunch of junk off my desk. See if I can get it off. Okay, cool. So, you put like your cured cups or cups and a creamer, stir sticks, what else do you need for coffee? Sugar packets, anything like that. You could put in there next to a coffee maker. So super cute. This was just distressed ink color. I used walnut color. And then the dark wax, special dark min wax. As far as I know, the min wax, finishing wax, only comes in natural and special dark. That's all I've seen anyway. That goes in there. And there. I think that'll be cute. So fun. That's our projects for today. I did this shirt earlier. It's still drying, the ink. Just the whatever, I'm still fabulous shirt. And I'm just going to let that dry overnight, and then I will heat set it tomorrow or later today. That's it, guys. Any other questions? That was a fun little, cute little box. I have one or two more of these, so I think that might be a good idea. Oh, I will not make any two alike because I like to make just one of a kinds. So unless I get somebody wanting more of the same, but yeah, very vintagey. Yeah, it's cute. You can put some coffee cups in it, creamer, sugars, whatever. Your Keurig cups. Set it by your coffee bar. For all you coffee drinkers, love the shirt. Just got that transfer to put on the back of my flannel shirt. Oh yes, you and your flannel shirts. I love your flannel shirts. I have a bunch of them to do. I'll probably work on them later this summer to do for fall and Christmas. Because a lot of them are red, so I'm kind of, I'm going to wait to see the new transfers that come out for Christmas before I start doing them. Because I don't want to do them like, oh shoot, I wish I had that transfer. So I'll just wait, but I need to get them bleached on a cooler day than what we're having now. But that's something I need to do this early fall, late summer. I'll probably do that. So, hey y'all, thanks for chalking with me today. Have a great day. And unless I'm watching Miss Chase tomorrow because her mama's in having her baby, I will be on tomorrow. But I'm really hoping she has her baby soon. I think her doctor's appointment today, so we'll see what they say. I think they're going to set a date to be induced for, I think her due date's not till Saturday, but she's already had, the signs that the baby's coming, so we'll see what happens. All right, have a great day, and I'll talk with you later. Bye-bye.